Hey guys, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good whatever time of the day that you're watching this video. My name is Sydney and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to switch it up just a little bit and I'm going to do a little hair tutorial for you guys. The look that I'm going to be doing today is my go-to hairstyle. This is the hair look that I do anytime I go out, anytime I get dressed up to really go anywhere. I like to describe it as just messy waves, so not perfect curls, just a little messy moment. So I love it so much, and I like that every time I do it, it looks just a little bit different, but it's just a variation of those messy waves. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. Okay guys, so starting off, anything that I ever do to my hair, I always start with this right here. It looks like this. This is the Paul Mitchell Super Skinny Serum. I kind of use this as a heat protectant almost, and it gives my hair a really nice shine. So this is what I always prep my hair with, no matter what I'm going to do with it. So I'm just gonna do like 1.5, maybe 2 pumps of this, and just rub it in and just work it all into my hair to prep it. I really like this stuff too because it doesn't weigh your hair down, it doesn't feel heavy, it also smells really good, which is always a bonus, I think. I'll also just kind of work it into my roots on my scalp, and I believe you can get this, I mean, anywhere that you like to get your hair care. Like I usually go Ulta. Yeah, it's really great stuff. I highly recommend. I never ever do a hair look without it. So the next tool, I guess, the next thing you're going to need to do this look is a wand. So I just have this wand. This one is by Conair. I believe I got this at Target. I've had this wand for forever. This is like one of the first ones I've ever gotten, and it works amazing. I couldn't tell you like the size of this, but honestly, pretty much any wand would work, whatever you think works best for your hair and the kind of look that you're going for. The other thing that I like to use for this look is just a little teasing comb. Honestly, I think you can get these at the dollar store. They are so amazing. This is the best teasing comb I've ever had. It has like the 3 rows of teeth, I guess. Yeah, 3 rows of teeth. This is a really great teasing comb. All right, so for this look, I'm actually not going to section my hair. Depending on what kind of a look that you want, you could do sections. When I want like my perfect, you know, pretty curls, I will typically do like 2 to 3 sections. If you wanted a little more of a defined curl for this look, you could definitely go ahead and split top and bottom sections. But for how I prefer it, just to get that real messy look, to get a lot of volume and just a good wave, I'm not going to section it at all. So I'm just going to leave it as is and we will get started. The first thing I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to go ahead and part my hair down the middle. So the reason that I like to do this is because when I'm all done with that looked cute. Okay, when I'm all done with my curls, I like to kind of just flip my head over and shake my hair out, and then when I bring it back and I put it how I usually part it, I feel like it gives me a little bit more volume, which is always what I'm going for. So that's the reasoning for that. If you already have a lot of volume in your hair or you just don't want the extra, you definitely don't have to do this. You can do your curls with your regular part, but this is just what I like to do. So taking my wand, I personally always have it at the lowest setting, just to try to give my hair a little bit of a break. I don't think there's a need to go up to 400, but my hair also does curl at the lower temperature. So again, just do whatever works for you and for your hair. Okay. So we're gonna start in the back. I bring both sides forward and then I just start on, say, the side of my head. I'll start with the back, and then once I'm done with the curl, I just kind of toss it over my shoulder until I'm done. I think before we get going, this is probably the most important part and what I think makes it the look that I want, and it's to curl in a different direction each curl. For starters, I will curl this one away from my face like this, and I take a pretty good sized chunk because, again, the point of this is not to be a perfect curl, because I mean, and we're going to be messing them up at the end anyways. This looks really funky, but that's okay. I hold this just for a little while. I usually kind of do, and then I'll let it go. Okay, so that's what we have right away. I'm just gonna kind of toss that back. So that one we curled away from our face. So now this next piece that I take, again, it doesn't matter if you're getting more of your top layer, your bottom layer, we're gonna get it all. This is just kind of my method that I like to use. This is just what I like to do. So we're gonna take a piece about this big, but this time we're going to curl towards our face. And I like to do this because I think it gives a little more variation, and then your curls won't fall together. I hate when my curls fall together, so that's my main reason for doing this. So this one I'm going to curl towards my face. And again, we're just going to let it sit. All right, then we'll let that one go and then toss it back. So again, this next piece, just take whatever size chunk you think. You really, honestly, you really can't do this wrong. I feel like I always do it just like a tad bit different every single time. And I always like it how it comes out. I notice sometimes too, I'll kind of alternate grabbing a little more of a bottom section to a little more of a top section. But again, I'm getting a little bit of everything. If I pull this piece out, I'm getting kind of all sections in here. So again, now we're going to go back to curling away from the face. And sometimes when I do the ones that I'm curling towards, I'll honestly just have them sit, or have my curling iron like this. So it looks like rather than I'm here, I'm holding it just like this, kind of parallel to the ground. Because again, it really doesn't matter. You could put your own spin on this in whatever way, and it's still going to come out looking really cute. I also sometimes think when I do that, it gives me a little more of a lift kind of in here. But that's also just personal preference. I just like having a little more volume in my hair. So again, all that I'm doing here is I'm just alternating curling away from the face to curling towards the face, just taking those random sections like so. So now we have a good chunk of this section done. As you can see, she's looking a little crazy, but don't worry. It has to look bad before it looks good. So now we're getting closer to like the bang section. So once I hit about this point, I will curl all them away from my face, because you do not want to have a curl going towards your face. I personally don't like the look of it. I think it looks better when they're curled away. It just kind of like frames your face a little bit better. So with the rest of these, I'm going to curl all of them away from my face. And also with these pieces, I break them up a little bit more. You probably can't tell, but these are just a little bit smaller than the other sections. And then once you get to this very front bang piece, you could leave it to the end or leave it to do at the end, which I sometimes do, but I like to have this piece like the very loose, like drawn out curl that is going to end up being wave because we're going to shake it out like everything else. But so what I like to do here is I'll wrap it up, but then once I get to the end of that hair strand, I'm going to start unrolling the curling iron, and then I'll just let it go. So that's kind of how it's looking. I just like how it's a little more drawn out up here while giving me just like a little oomph. Yeah, so there's one side of the head done. I'm just gonna go ahead and give it a little spray. This is hairspray that I may or may not have stole from my sister. Sorry. This is Professional Sebastian Shaper Plus hairspray. This is just from TJ Maxx. So I'm just gonna give it just a little, not much, just a little spray. I'm going to go ahead and do the other half of my head. I'm just gonna be doing the exact same thing that I did here, starting with curling away from my face and then curling towards my face. All right, so we are kind of up in this bang area again. I'm almost done with this side of my head. I'm going to do these, or this bang section exactly how I did this one. So curling all of them away from the face. Okay, you're back. We are looking a little crazy still. That's okay. This is how it should look right now. I usually now will just look, even if I did miss a piece or two, it's okay because we can touch it up at the end. And I'm gonna flip my head over, just shake the curls out. Usually when I'm doing that, I'll take my hairspray and I'll just kind of spray a little bit just as I'm kind of shaking it, and then I like to just scrunch the curls. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. All right, and here we are. So I'm getting my part back how I like it, which is right over there. Okay, so now you can see after I shook that out, they are perfect. I love how this looks. So I shook them out, they loosened up a lot. This is where we're at. The main pieces that I will touch up if they need it are these bang pieces, which I think are looking really good. So now usually to kind of put the finishing touches on, I will just take my little teasing comb. I don't typically do a ton of a tease with this. A lot of times, if you've ever seen me getting ready in the mirror, I do a lot of these. I get really in the zone and I just, you know, if you want a little bit of an extra oomph at the top, what I typically do is I'll just take a couple of sections and just back comb just a little bit. I'll usually do 1 or 2 sections, just kind of depending what I'm feeling. And then this again is just all, this is just all personal preference. So it kind of gives me a little something up there, and I'll do the same thing on this side. So I did that, just a little bit of tease, just kind of give me a little bit more. I'll also do that just kind of in the back of my crown area back here as well. And then of course we always just, we floof. So then I will just take my hairspray. I will give it one final little spurt. All right, and that, guys, is the finished look. All right, so that, you guys, is the finished look. I think it turned out so good. This look never gets old for me. I love how it looks. It works great with my hair. Super quick, super easy. You always could play it up. I know I've done like a little half pony off of this before, or I know like barrettes are really in again. So if you wanted to just like, you could pin it back, you could do half of it back, you could pin it, you could do a whole lot from here. But this is typically where I leave it. This is my go-to. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please let me know what you think, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.